Bama football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Yo, fam, we made it. We have made it to the college football season. We had college football this past Saturday, and we're at game week. Like, pitch yourself, right? It took a long time to get here. It always does. But when we're here, it's kind of like a celebration. So it's the Monday before Alabama versus Florida State. It's a celebration all this week, going up to Alabama's first game. Can you believe it, right? I mean, it's like, if you kind of step back and you think about it, you're like, my goodness, we made it. All right, so congratulations. You slept enough. You ate enough to get to this point of the season. So here's what to watch today. A busy news day. And from Monday now to Saturday, this is your regular schedule, okay? So every single Monday, we'll be live here at 10 a.m. That's where we kick it, right? At 11:30, you get the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator for Alabama. That's Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack. I don't know who will speak first, but they'll be at the podium, same as last year. It's going to be amazing to get to hear. I like to hear from the OC and the DC. I really do. And to get to hear from Ryan Grubb and Kane Womack right behind Kalen DeBoer at 12, it's a good setup. I'm not going to lie. You also have Mike Norvell, his press conference from Florida State. So I'll organize all the information. All you have to do as a subscriber out there, I'll make it easy for you, okay? As long as you hit that subscription button and all your notifications are turned on, you'll be able to stay updated with all the latest coverage, okay? So you got the 10 a.m. live, kind of set the stage, right? Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator is 11:30, Kalen DeBoer at 12. I'll package it nicely for you to be able to find, okay? And then we'll do a nightcap tonight at 7 p.m. Okay, so that's Monday. Let's focus on these 24 hours. Let's not get into the rat poison of life and start thinking too far ahead. Let's take care of these 24 hours, knock it out the park, and we'll get through it, all right? Let me see who's here. Let me do some proper shout-outs, okay? Max, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here. Welcome to Monday College Football. We got Alyssa always rolling in here. Good morning. Glad to see you. We got Hardcat Vor. What's up, man? He's been waiting for a long time for this Monday. OC Dobbs, what's up, man? Good to have you. NA South Carolina, I think. Yeah. Oh, North Alabama Storm Chase. Yeah, I got your email. It's coming up here in a second. Ruben Poole, what's up, man? Congratulations to your win last week. Same to you and Aaron. And Michael Mayo, you'll be getting that stuff sent out to you. It's already sent out, actually. Jason, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Beth James, Ron Self, good morning. Herman, happy Monday. We got Tide, Will Rise. Ooh, I like that. Robert Bradley Jr., what's up, man? Chance Eaton, checking in. Sean the Explorer. All right, what's up, It's? Good to see you, man. Hey, It's became a fan funder. That's what's up, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hey, we will spin the pinwheel today, too. That wasn't on the opening, but we will spin the pinwheel at the back end of the show for the Rollback hoodie, all right? Minnie Miss Careless is checking in as usual. Caitlin Childress, what's up? What's up, Marcus, up in St. Pete? Anna, what's good? Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Oceanic Jazz, good morning to you. Bama Girl in South Carolina. Wade Time 89. Patriot Life, what's up, dog? It's almost time to flip that avatar, Patriot Life. Crimson Knight, what's up, bro? Lag Gaming, Jeff, good to see you. All right. Wake up. It is game week. All right. So we're here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the college football schedule that is coming up this Saturday. We'll talk about, some odds and ends. And then I have some questions to ask you, kind of to, even if you don't want to answer them today, let them be on your mind so we can continue to talk about them this coming week. All right. Okay. I don't even have to ask. But what's your level of excitement for this lead up to this game on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it like over a 10? I'm super excited about this game. And look, week one, how many of you watched Iowa State and Kansas State in Dublin, Ireland? Which, by the way, it looked cool. It seemed like the field, because the lines, you couldn't really see like kind of the yardage lines. Like it seemed like the field was like 500 yards long. Did it seem like that to you? Anyways, it was a pretty good game. The second half was really entertaining, but I'm like through the roof about this game. I've been dreaming about this game. I can't wait to talk about this game. And there are plenty of storylines for this game. Remember, if you want to get into the hoodie at the last minute, Bama_YouTube on Venmo, Cash App Bama YouTube. We got a good amount of people in today. Here is our kickoff weather watch, our Alabama football forecast, brought to you by North Alabama Storm Chase. All right, so we got Saturday, and you got the tailgate, 40% chance of rain. Temperatures should be around 86. You got the game time temperature, which really isn't going to move, 40% kick. Remember, the game is at 2:30 Central Time, right? And you got the fourth quarter. Look like there could be a little bit of rain. You know, I always kind of look at these forecasts. I don't know. It's the southeast. It will probably rain. It will probably be humid. We'll find out. As long as it doesn't rain in the game, I think we'll be straight. But every single time, the last couple times Alabama's played down in Florida, man, the weather has just been raining, right? You look at the Citrus Bowl last year was raining. The game against South Florida, that was raining as well. Oh, and this is in recently. This is like breaking news. But Ryan Grubb will be in the box, okay? So I know a lot of people have asked about that. Mike Rodak just tweeted that out. A lot of people basically on the field. Wow, actually, Mike Rodak just said this from 247. Ryan Grubb will be Alabama's only coach in the booth this year. Right. Wow, that's wild. Usually you have a couple guys, but like Ryan Grubb is going to be in the box. Kane Womack's on the field. Everybody else is on the field besides Ryan Grubb. Interesting. Wow. I personally like the OC being in the box. You can see way more from up top, right? All right. More Josh Pate of college football. He's got an SEC wins and losses prediction. We'll go over this real quick just to kind of point this out. I think he posted this a couple days ago. Is there anything that I would change? Anything that kind of jumps out to you? Let's see. We already covered that he picked Alabama to win the Natty. He picked Alabama to win the SEC title game. He picked Alabama to beat Texas not once but twice. He's got Florida making the playoffs. He's got Georgia making the playoffs. He has LSU missing. He actually has LSU going 8-4. Right? A&M going 9-3. Oklahoma. I see a lot of people feel a little bit higher on Oklahoma. 8-4. South Carolina 8-4. Tennessee. A lot of teams with 8-4 records. Even Missouri 8-4. Interesting. He has Auburn at 7-5. They take on Baylor this Friday night. Vandy 6-6. Arkansas 5-7. Mississippi State 4-8. And UK Kentucky 4-8. I don't know if I was like to change anything, I might change something with like maybe Oklahoma or South Carolina. I've been a little bit higher on those teams, but not really a lot to disagree with, to be honest, from that. Liz, I guess Florida, that was the one that like people I think are scratching their head about, right? Florida. I don't know. Who knows? I'll say this about Florida. The thing is, we all thought, and you have to be 100% honest in this. I think everybody in the chat today thought that there would be a different coach this year at Florida. So Billy Napier really turned things around when he had to. He coached against the wall. So I have no idea. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But 9-3 Florida, I'd be interested to see it. I'd probably take less, but who knows? Josh Pate knows ball. All right, so this past weekend, I'm sure you saw some college football. Iowa State was able to beat Kansas State by a score of 24-21. You also had UNLV under Dan Mullen. They beat Idaho State by a score of 38-14. That game was a little bit tighter. And then Kansas beat Fresno 31-7. You had Western Kentucky beat Sam Houston. And then you had Hawaii kick a last-second field goal to beat the Cardinal 23-20. So that was your early college football. This Thursday night, you got a slate of college football games taking place. Probably most notable, the one up top with Boise State, a playoff team from last year. An 8.5-point favorite against South Florida. That game is in Tampa, scheduled for 4:30 Eastern time on ESPN. Ton of games on Thursday. And then on Friday, probably the most notable ones down at the bottom circled, you have Auburn taking on Baylor. Baylor's a point and a half favorite. Game will be on Fox at 7 p.m. And then you have Georgia Tech taking on Colorado. Georgia Tech a 3.5 point favorite in that one. Is there anybody in here, honestly, and I know it's an Alabama channel, is there anyone in here that thinks that Auburn somehow beats Baylor? Maybe too afraid to say. The thing about week one, it's tough to gauge. I probably take Baylor, and the Georgia Tech Colorado one I'm interested to see. I just think it's an interesting matchup. Brent Key going up against Coach Prime, right? Those are some good games to watch. You probably have the split box thing on YouTube TV, right? I don't know. I take Baylor. It'll probably be close. Who knows? Interesting game though. All right, so in the Big 12, here's what it looks like. You have, Kansas State will already play their second game taking on North Dakota. Other games that really stand out. Not much on really the board for the Big 12. I guess Utah at UCLA because you have Nico as the quarterback. That game will be kind of Pac-12 after dark. And then Monday you have TCU taking on Bill Belichick, right, in North Carolina on Monday Night Football. Saturday, this is the Big 10 slate. You have Texas taking on Ohio State, where Ohio State is it's basically a pick'em game. We'll do some pick'ems like later, probably Thursday or Friday of this week. But is there anyone in here just give me a quick inside the comment box. Who you just taking between Texas and Ohio State? Just type it real quick inside the comment box. Texas or Ohio State? Inside the comment box, basically a pick'em, 11 a.m. on Fox. All right. Other games in the Big Ten taking place that kind of jump out to me, I guess, Penn State because they're number 2 in the country taking on Nevada. That game is at Happy Valley. And then you have Oregon taking on Montana State. I'm sure you saw this. Bryce Underwood, the freshman quarterback, will be the starter as Michigan takes on the New Mexico Lobos at the Big House. All right. As we pointed out, Utah taking on UCLA. Let's see, a lot of people taking Texas in this one. Yeah. Wow. Someone said Texas. Let's see, Jarvis has it Texas. But wow, a lot of people taking Texas big. Okay. Yeah, Julian saying Arch Manning. As you know, Julian saying was here for, a month or so. Missouri State taking on USC. All right, here are things in the ACC. I'll go full screen so you can see it. I'll talk from the top to bottom. You got Syracuse taking on Tennessee. Tennessee basically a 2-score favorite in that one. You got Pittsburgh opening up. Let's see, you got Boston College. You got Alabama clearly taking on Florida State, 13-point favorite in that one. And then LSU taking on Clemson. And then at the bottom on Sunday, you got Virginia Tech taking on South Carolina and then Notre Dame at Miami. All right, let me ask you real quick. 2 games that kind of jump out clearly. The one LSU taking on Clemson. Who you guys have just early on, LSU, Clemson? Go ahead and type it inside the comment box, LSU or Clemson. I got a lot of feedback every time because I say, look, I like Dabo. I like what they got going on at Clemson. I just don't buy much from the ACC. It's just, that's kind of how I'm rolling right now in my life. LSU hasn't played well in openers. That probably doesn't mean much going into this game. You look at the 2 quarterbacks going head-to-head. I think it's a hell of a matchup, right? Garrett Nussmeier, Klubnik. I'll probably take, I think home field matters. Give me Clemson. I don't know how maybe by a touchdown. I think it'll be tight. Maybe a field goal, something like that. Clearly, that game's on my mind, right? Clemson LSU, it's a top 10 game. Credit to LSU for being able to have the stones to go over and play on the road like that. That's a ultra challenging environment, right? And as Wade World points out inside the comment box, they've lost their last 5 openers, which is just crazy to think about. That's LSU. Wow, that's wild. And then how about this one? Notre Dame or Miami? I think Notre Dame is starting, a freshman quarterback as well? Taking on Carson Beck in Miami. Who are you taking inside the comment box? Notre Dame, who's a 2.5-point favorite, or Miami? I don't know. Is this I mean, would it really be an upset? I mean, it's in Miami. Miami's also a top 10 team. I don't know if Bama haters on here. Does Notre Dame win this game against Miami, or are we taking Miami, right? Yeah, there's hella big games this week. I might take Miami. I think I might take Miami. I don't know. We'll make our final picks. Just some early, throw it out there this morning. Just kind of looking at the board. We'll make our final picks later on the week, but I'm kind of feeling Miami, which is crazy. Here I am saying I don't buy a lot from the ACC, and I'm taking 2 ACC teams in the opener. I guess I believe in home field. I don't know. Catholics, Convicts, Part 2. Mike Norvell also speaking at 10:30 Central Time. So here in 15 minutes, Mike Norvell. Maybe if I'm sneaky, I can bring over Mike Norvell. I'll see what I can do. All right, and here in the SEC, all right, you got clearly, we talked about the top game, which is Texas and Ohio State. Other games I guess we didn't mention. Let's see. Georgia, nearly a 40-point favorite, taking on Marshall. Oklahoma taking on Illinois State. Florida taking on Long Island University. How the hell do these two teams, Florida and Long Island? I didn't even know Long Island could play Florida. And Texas A&M taking on Texas San Antonio. And then Vanderbilt taking on Charleston Southern. And Ole Miss taking on Georgia State. That is really weird. Florida taking on Long Island. What is that? All right, next up, our summer sponsor who's been great to us has been Sonic. West Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 hit. Appreciate you guys for supporting us during the summertime. Let me kind of get into our game week coverage. And as I said, Coach, offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, they'll speak at 11:30 Central Time. And then at 12 p.m. Central Time, Kalen DeBoer will hit the podium. So as we're talking about lines, the first thing I wanted to kind of bring to your attention and discuss is this line, right? 13.5 points. I've been I hung out with some of my friends this weekend. We watched some college football, hit the pool, and we started talking about this line. And my question is for you, right? Alabama's favored by 2 touchdowns. Is there anybody that thinks this game is closer than 13 points or 2 touchdowns or whatever? I mean, I've said openly multiple times, I'm going to take Alabama, right, by 2 touchdowns. Like that'll be my pick. But this is, I guess what I'm getting at is, as I watched Kansas State and as I watched Iowa State play, the first half of that game was pretty sloppy, and there was some weather to the game too. If you watch that game in Ireland, I guess if you live in Ireland, does it just rain all the time? Seems like it's always raining there, right? And it seemed like that first half was pretty sloppy. There was some fumbles, there was just some miscues. Just kind of week 1 in college football is a little bit tough to gauge. And I'm not taking anything away from Alabama, because I've probably been, I'm heavy on Alabama as well. I didn't do anything like any final predictions, but I definitely do believe, like Pate's prediction, it makes sense to me. And that's not a gas up. I just feel that the more that you dive into this team, there's reason to believe that they have the depth and the talent to go as far as they need to go. Week 1 is just weird in college football because Florida State particularly, they made a lot of transfers, right? Additions. So I think that's a large line by Vegas, considering it's the first game and it's on the road. Oh, we got a birthday up in the house. Wow. Alex Wilder. All right, we turned on the music for a birthday shout out. Alex, what's up, man? Happy birthday. That make you a Leo, right? Man, well, my wish for you is to stay present within your life. Be grateful for the blessings that are in your life. Clearly, life is a gift. Every single day is a blessing. Take time to do something not only for yourself, but for other people. And the people that are with you, man, as you eat cake tonight, or you go out and you eat some barbecue or whatever, like those are your people, man. And never take for granted the people that are around you in your life. Because at the end of the day, your life is as good as who you're around. And if you really want to elevate your life, surround yourself with quality people that'll hold you accountable, be honest with you, that'll hear your honesty. And yeah, man, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful year, bro. So Alex Wilder, dude, happy birthday. And if you have, if it's your birthday, let us know. I give you a birthday shout out on the show. So happy birthday, Alex. Please tell Alex happy birthday inside the comment box. It's just a lot of points. 13 and a half. It's a lot of points. I know we're all gung-ho about this first game of the season, but that's hella rat poison. That's a lot of rat poison, man. But I ate it. So give me so give me Alabama by more than 2 scores. I'm in. It's just that's a lot for opening week 1 line. I think there's a lot of belief in Coach Kalen DeBoer in year 2. There's a lot of belief in Ryan Grubb being added. There's belief in Ty Simpson. There's belief in the Alabama defense. And I think the 2 biggest reasons are probably Ryan Grubb addition and just people that know about Alabama's defense. All right. And I think that's just it. But what are the concerns, right? Like, as we kind of dive into this, what are the concerns? So I came up with a couple different concerns. Let's go over them. If there's any other, like, do you have a concern? Post it inside the comment. Maybe I look, we've been talking about this game for a long time. These are the concerns that have recently just come up. Are there any that I didn't add? So the first one is just playing on the road. Look, this is fact, okay? Last year, well, 2 things. The past does not equal the present. But the facts are that Alabama didn't play well on the road last year, okay? They didn't. Outside of the Wisconsin game, every other game, I don't know if they weren't prepared. I don't know if the coaches were a little bit overwhelmed. But they went into Vanderbilt with a lot of momentum after beating Georgia. They got punched in the teeth, right? They went to Tennessee. It was overwhelming, right? They lost. They went to Oklahoma with a lot of momentum. And this is why it's kind of like a cause for concern. Is you look at 2 of the games last year, maybe 3 out of the 4 that they lost. They went in with a lot of momentum. They went in with a lot of people gassing them up, a lot of people taking the points. Can someone do a quick research on this? What was Alabama favored by against Vanderbilt? And what was Alabama favored by against Oklahoma? Keep it easy, right? Hey, Smoke, what's up, dog? I appreciate the super chat. Ruben Poole, man, I appreciate the super chat as well, bro. Ruben just says Bama will have a bumpy start. Fans will need to be patient. Bama will start pulling away about second half, third quarter, and we'll be walking away. What's up, Ruben? Good to chat with you this morning as well. Let's see. Smoke says, I'm ready for Bama 2025. Spin the block tour. We ain't forget. Yeah, I like that. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, there was times last year where multiple times where Alabama went in as the very big favorite. Was it 35 points against Vanderbilt last year? That's crazy. And you know how that turned out. Same thing against Oklahoma. I don't know what the line was. I forget. All right, so Jarvis in here, plays statistician for us. He says Bama was a 23.5 favorite against Vandy. And what about Oklahoma? It was high as well, right? Both games were on the road. Does last year equal this year? No. But those are things that's like, that is it a concern playing at Doak Campbell? Yeah, it's something on my mind. They just got new sod, which is kind of weird, right? Who knows how the turf is going to be? Does turf play a factor in games? Yes. And Alabama was a 14-point favorite against Oklahoma. All right, thanks, Jarvis. I appreciate you, dog. Hey, Chance, by the way, this is kind of like something that I'm eating as well. I don't know how many points Florida State scores, but I kind of like that. All right. The second concern is Bama's kicking game, all right? Let me ask you inside the comment box, okay? Let me ask you inside the comment box, out of the sites that you subscribe to, the things you hear, the people that you talk to, because everybody talks to somebody, or everybody subscribes to a site, or everybody's just heard stuff, right? Have you heard that there's concerns about Alabama's kicking game? And I'm talking specifically about the kicker. Yes or no? Because I have. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. It's just facts. Like, I think even when you hear from Coach Kalen DeBoer, you know, he said there's been times where the kicker has struggled a little bit. So I take that 68,000 playing on the road, the first game of the season. At some point in time, you got to think maybe Alabama has a shot for a, 42-yard field goal, 45-yard field goal, 50-yard field. I don't know. And there's nothing that takes away a momentum or gives momentum to another team like a missed field goal. It's just one of the biggest in any game. Football's a game of momentum. We know that. You miss a field goal, momentum killers, right? Or Florida State, you make this dude miss, crowd starts to believe. So it sounds like to you, you've heard kind of the kicking game right now is maybe a question mark, maybe a cause for concern, right? And we've had these issues in the past. Hopefully, it's not an issue right now. But until this young man has opportunities, we'll just kind of have to say, I don't know, right? Yeah, and thank you, man. This is kind of what I was getting at. It's like, this isn't like some scare tactic. This is literally Coach just said that, he performed well and had the best time rather than in like a week's period, right? All right. Next up, this whole Gus Malzahn deal, all right? Him being the offensive coordinator. Again, these aren't scare tactics. These are just other things that have, come up. Gus Malzahn, you know who he was, right? You know who he is. Coached at Auburn. He beat Coach Saban a couple times. He probably has a quarterback that he's excited to work with within the ACC framework. Now, how is that going to fare against Alabama? I don't know. Is Gus Malzahn the difference maker in this game? Probably not. But I think clearly you have to, respect him as an offensive coordinator. And I would imagine that Gus Malzahn wants to run the football at Alabama. I would be shocked if they try to challenge Alabama's secondary. I just think it'll be terrible. I think that if they challenge Alabama's secondary, that's how this game gets ugly. I don't think that Tommy Castellanos even has 20 completions in this game. I really don't. Now, he'll probably make some plays. He can run. But I don't think the game plan is to attack Alabama and go for big yards over the top. That won't happen. It will be the opposite. But I think, it is something to watch, Gus Malzahn, okay? Now, with that said, kind of going into the segue is stopping the run, right? The teams that were able to beat Alabama last year, what did they do? Did they beat Alabama over the top? You might look to that 4th and 1 when Diego hit, over the top for a touchdown. But teams that were able to run the football up the middle specifically and have kind of chunk yardage plays to play time of possession, those are the teams that ended up beating Alabama. You look to the Oklahoma and Vanderbilt game, and I bring those up because you have the same defensive coordinator that you had last year to this year, right? Different players, better players. This is a much better defense. But the Oklahoma game, the quarterback ran for 100, so did a running back. Vanderbilt, they did kind of whatever they wanted up the middle of the field. So you got to be able to stop the run. I would be completely shocked if Tommy Castellanos passing the football is the difference maker in this game. He's not going to be. That's just fact. All right. So, yeah, like Herman says, kind of the shovel passes, things like that. Who knows? But stopping the run has to be something that you are a little bit, I guess, maybe not concerned about, but you want to see it take action, because talk is talk, but you want to see action. These guys really stopping the run. And that's really Florida State's only chance to keep this game, I think, within a puncher's shot. And I think the last concern is like just straight up it being week one. Week one is weird in college football. Florida State made a lot of acquisitions in the transfer portal. It's on the road. Everyone's excited. It's your first time doing this, doing that. Helmet communications, right? This just in from Florida. Check this out. A Florida man by the name of Case says, I kid you not, Kyle, I had to pause your show at work because I had to catch a baby alligator. This is what Bama should expect. See, the week one oddities that just happened. Is this real? Are you serious? Oh man, that's crazy. And you're right, Jarvis, like game speed, just week one. The first half, I'm not going to get mad about anything that might happen in the first half. It's week one. Like, who the hell knows, man? All right, so I have to ask you, what is most likely, right? So let's kind of talk about some of these items. What's most likely? Thumbs up if you agree that Alabama will just roll in complete total domination. Thumbs up right now if you think, okay, we had the concerns, but what's realistic is I think Alabama's just going to come out and dominate. So give a thumbs up right now inside the comment box or on the video. Who thinks Alabama will just come out and just dominate for 4 quarters? Hey, Stuart, what's up, man? Thanks for checking in from Knoxville. Total domination? Do I have any takers? You imagine how hyped the watch along will be and the excitement if Alabama just steamrolls Florida State? And I'll tell you why. Because last year, there was the way that they lost in the final game of the year, and just kind of thinking about last year, man, it was stressful. So being able to come out, and if they just dominate, steamroll, man, that'll be so good for the team, for Coach Kalen DeBoer, most importantly. And I think the Alabama football fans, they need it, right? So all you got to do is win the game. Who cares about the score or whatever? But if it's total domination, yo, I'm telling you, fans will be going crazy, all right? Obviously. And maybe that's Vegas is saying. 13.5 is a lot of points. All right, realistically, also, like, what's most likely to happen? Florida State's offense, do you think they'll struggle against Bama's defense? Thumbs up if you agree on that. Florida State's offense overall struggles, and that's kind of one of the storylines that plays a role into the final score. I think that this is likely. I think Florida State's offense will struggle. I think there might be a couple snafus or whatever just because of the first half, but I think in the end, if Alabama is able to get up by even 10, I think that puts Florida State in a really, really bad position, because Alabama's strength will be its secondary and its pass rush. And I think the weakness of Florida State, at least in the early parts against a team like Alabama, will be their inability to complete deep balls, to move the football right past 12 to 15 yards. And then I think it probably gets a little bit out of hand, right? Castellanos probably starts forcing the football. Alabama's defense plays opportunistic, something like that. So I probably buy this one. Florida State's offense struggles against Bama's defense. What about this one? Let's say the first half is a little bit weird just because of what we're talking about. But like the second half adjustments by Alabama's staff, maybe by, the offensive staff or whatever, maybe that's a difference. I really like the second half adjustments. And I think also, I probably could have put this. I think like the talent level in the second half of the game will be a huge difference. Florida State, clearly, they have guys, but they not like Bama's guys. And I guess just, kind of the same as point 2 is the defense is just too good. So let me get to that last point. Who inside the comment box has Simpson just absolutely balling out in week 1? Thumbs up if you think that Simpson is just going to like absolutely turn it up. He's going to be like on the front of the newspapers, on your YouTube channels. Like everything's going to be about Ty Simpson. Who thinks that Ty Simpson goes crazy in week 1? I would be so happy for the guy. That doesn't mean I don't like Keelan Russell or Austin Max. Like, damn, but like, I think it'd be nice. I think it'd be, what a dude to get behind. Byron and I are saying no. And I think balling out, what that means to me is like, I don't know, 275 passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 78 yards rushing, something like that. Like Ty Simpson just goes crazy. Right? Yeah, I mean, Max says, I think he'll play well, but not go crazy. And the thing about it is like, look, I would imagine that Tommy Castellanos pretty much has to do like everything in terms of being a playmaker for Florida State. Ty Simpson doesn't have to do everything. He just has to throw a catchable ball. He has to limit turnovers, right? Get the football to his guys. I'm not saying be a game manager. And when it's time to make a play, get out of there and make a play. You're an athlete. All right, so I have some over-unders for you, okay? TC is Tommy Castellanos, all right? Do you think that Tommy Castellanos will throw more than 1 interception? I think I probably say that he'll throw an interception. But do you think he'll throw 2? 2 interceptions for TC, yes? Thumbs up if you do. If you don't, I mean, I would be like really shocked if he doesn't throw any. I think he'll throw an interception 100% in this game. The guy's thrown 33 touchdowns in his career and 28 interceptions. You imagine, I mean, if Alabama starts getting ahead by 10, he's going to start throwing the football. I'm telling you. All right, D Pickett saying under. I'll take 2 interceptions. 833 says that Tommy won't finish the game. All right, so people taking 2 interceptions. All right, I thought that was probably a good starting point. You can't even say 1. I think he'll throw 1 like regardless. That's a crazy touchdown to interception ratio, right? 33 to 28. What? I know you could point to Bama's quarterback and say he hasn't even thrown a touchdown. He hasn't. Ty Simpson has not thrown a touchdown. Not yet. All right. This has been, I've decided this is my question for Alabama's rushing attack. As you know, Jam Miller's out. Jam the man is out. Will Alabama rush as a team for more or less than 180 yards? More or less for 180 yards. I think that's an interesting one. More or less for 180 rushing yards. Bama versus Florida State. Anita saying more. All right, so we got people taking more right off the jump. Okay, a lot of, actually, Dan, Miss Carraway, Jarvis, Joe Crooms. Wow, okay. Ryan Paris is saying 175. All All right. Yeah, more. Okay. That was two. You're on board. We'll keep track of these, and then for post game, we'll put these up, and we'll put like a up or down. Yeah, Steven, I got you, dog. You're good, bro. $225 yards, more or less, for Ty Simpson. 225 yards, more or less, for Ty Simpson. Let's see, 225 yards. I'm going to say more. I don't know about the rushing. Right? What's up, Mike Jones? You doing the live shows? You mean for like during the game? Yeah, something's got to happen, because if we were to say like 180, right? Let's just use those numbers. I mean, think about it. 180 plus 225 is 405 yards. You got to think Alabama has more than 405 yards in this game. Some people have Ty going for 300 yards. Tim says 340. North Alabama Storm Chest says 280. Ryan Paris says 300 plus. Ed Outdoor says 305. Wow, yeah, so way over 225. Okay. Yeah, I'll be live during the shows for the games. Yeah. Joe Crooms points out Florida State was 107 against the run last year. It's just hard to like gauge like last year, this year, I guess, for other teams outside of Alabama, because Alabama returned pretty much everybody on defense. A lot of teams made other acquisitions in the transfer portal, right? Damn, Jay Williamson has Ty going for 500 yards. Oh, man. All right. So way more than 225. Okay. That was low. All right. All right, how about 120 receiving yards for Hollywood? More or less 120 for Hollywood receiving. This is an interesting one, and it'll be interesting to see how many yards Ryan Williams and kind of the distribution with the receivers. That's probably one of the storylines I'm looking at, is like the utilization of Alabama's wide receivers kind of throughout the first 3 games, right? Like, is it just kind of those 3? How do they utilize the tight end? Who's getting, receptions? Don't you think that's a very interesting storyline, is like the utilization of the wide receivers? Who's wide receiver number 4? Number 5? Which tight end is, kind of standing out? I don't know. That would be really interesting to me. People saying less. All right. D Pickett's like everybody eating. Ronnie Jones, I love this. He's saying Hollywood with 198 and 3 touchdowns. Yo, you'd be first on the Heisman. So I put 120. It's hard to gauge, man. That's a hard one. Fruit and Salad has it 42-17. Mike Jones is like, every time Bama travels to Florida, those games are a little bit strange. Welcome back, Chris from New Jersey. What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. And then the last point there at the bottom. Will Florida State score 17 points, more or less than 17 points by Florida State? I think less, right? Like 17 would be like the absolute most. And I think that we would probably, after the game, we'd probably be upset that they scored 17 points, right? Even if it was like 42-17, something like that, I think we'd be mad with 17. So I'm gonna say like, I'm gonna say under 17, and I'll do a score prediction later on in the week, but I'm gonna say less than 17. Jarvis is saying right at 17. People saying more. And look, today's world, remember when you could, like, a defense, if you kept somebody under 10 points, that was solid defense. College football completely changed. So, like, 17 points might be that new threshold. Dan Carraway has it right now, 34-17. Chris in New Jersey says 45-10. I don't know. 17 points might be, like, right at kind of that meaty threshold. Although Crimson Knight has it 66-7, Bama. All right. Let me go over today's schedule one more time, and then I'll come back and we'll spin the pinwheel for the rollback hoodie. So today's schedule is looking like this, all right? So we got the show where we're at right now, 10 a.m. Central Time. The offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator will speak at 11:30 Central Time, okay? Following that, you'll have Coach Kalen DeBoer at 12 p.m. All this is Central Time. And then look for videos to come out from that. So please turn on all your notifications. It's a good time to do it, right? And then we'll have a nightcap at 7 to recap everything. And Mike Norvell speaking right now. Let me see if we can find that real quick. I might be able to bring a little bit to you from Mike Norvell if they are carrying it. No, I don't see it right now, but I'll package it for later on tonight. So you won't have to watch the whole thing. I'll kind of do the high points of Mike Norvell regarding his opening press conference, and then Coach Kalen DeBoer, of course. I'll upload that press conference in its entirety right after he speaks. So a lot of coverage coming your way. I'll break things down as news comes in. I'll bring that to you. Give me 1 second to get ready for the raffle, and I'll be right back, and we'll spin it for the rollback. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Bama football on YouTube now with 114,000 subscribers. Today is a loaded day. Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, Kalen DeBoer press conferences coming today on Bama football on YouTube.
We'll be right back. Family, what's up? You know what time it is. It's the Bama Pinwheel. Today we are spinning for the rollback hoodie that you see at the bottom of the screen. Appreciate you guys getting to the raffle. We'll do a new raffle tomorrow. I appreciate you guys always kicking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Remember, today we got a busy news day, so a lot of videos coming your way. I appreciate you guys always being here live Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Definitely follow us on Facebook as well. If you do win the raffle, it is imperative that you guys email me, all right? So if you have even questions about anything else, you can hit me up. That's my personal email. I'll get right back to you, with any of the raffle stuff, or if you have like a tip or you want to become a sponsor, whatever, just hit me up on my email, okay? All right, you guys ready? All right, let's do it. Here's for the rollback hoodie. Good luck to everybody inside the raffle. All right, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, spin it. Oh my goodness, who we got? It is going to be, Whitspur. I just met Whit for the first time at an Alabama speaking engagement. All right, so Whit, hit me up. Congratulations, you got my email. Big win for you, Whit. Nice, man. That's a rollback hoodie. Congratulations. Attaboy, Whit. Oh, it's also Alex's birthday inside the comment box, all right? So be sure and have a beautiful day. Whit, what's up, dog? Congratulations. Nice win, dog. It was good to meet you recently, man. Good karma to you. All right. Yo, it's game week right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys rocking with me as news happens. Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb, Kane Womack, all the crew. And we'll have a nightcap tonight, all right? It's game week. Get pumped up. I love you guys. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama on this fine Monday, August 25th. It is game week. Get your mind right. Roll damn Tide. God is good. Stay blessed. Stay where your feet are at. Have an amazing time. Have an amazing day. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam. I love you.
Congratulations to Witt for winning the Roback hoodie. Stay tuned for more raffles right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Love you, fam. I'll see you guys here in a little while. Busy day. Busy day. Enjoy your life, and I'll catch up with you guys soon. All right. See you guys.